All right, guys. It is Monday. It is a little extra bonus for you guys. Sorry that I'm so close. The room is really not too good. Oh, that's much better. It's really hard to hear me. I don't think I have another way to do this. One second.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. How's this? Is this better, guys? Fuck. I don't want to hear that. Okay. It's better? Okay. It's like transmitting from Mars. It probably is. It's good? Okay, guys. Good, good, good. All right. So obviously this is a pickup stream for everybody for when we go to do Syndicate. There's some stuff that we need to go over to address. And we're probably not going to have one of these on Thursday, so I might as well do it now. Of course, knowing me, I probably will stream Thursday from the actual location. I'm in my hotel room right now. All right. Important things. Do not show up to the property without authorization, like early. If you're not supposed to be there until Friday, don't show up till Friday. There's very few people that need to be on the property beforehand. You could be trespassed, and you probably will be trespassed. So just don't show up early. All right. If you're authorized to be there, the people that are already been approved to be there, you're fine. If you're a player like trying to get a sneak peek at the land, don't do it. We're not ready. All right. So if you have any questions on whether or not you're allowed to be there Thursday, Wednesday, or tomorrow, that's a question that you got to send to me, and it's probably already a no. All right. With that being said, there's a couple of buildings and things that you guys need to know about in the basements or anywhere that you see one of these stainless steel refrigerator doors. Those are not to be opened. They're not to be used as cover. Garcia, you're not worthy because you're not getting there until Friday anyway. So shut up. Those doors are to stay shut. They've been riddled with BBs and everything else. It should not happen. Thomas McMullen, I need to talk to you later on, sir. Horshack, you already know what happened, and guess what's missing? So don't show up early. Now, in building 1, we have access to the whole building. There's what's going to be called the tarp room. It's the main entry into building 1. It's going to have nothing but tarps all over the place. Keep your fire in there to a minimum. You're only to pass through those areas. You're not sit there to lay down fire or anything else. You're not to post up waiting for people to come in that door. No grenades go off in the tarp room. Trust me, you'll understand the tarp room when you see it. It's going to be a room with the walls covered in tarps. That's to protect the 100-year-old wood that's in there. If you guys fuck this up, we lose building 1. So, yes, Garcia, your gear's okay. The building 1 inside the center, so there's the basement, first floor, second floor. It's on the first floor. It's the main double doors. If you're coming from any of the 2 spawns, you'll see it in there. Tarps, try to transverse and get out there as quickly as possible. Do not aim above the tarps to hit the wood. Try not to shoot the walls at all, especially in the doorways, the doors that are there, because we don't know how well the tarp's going to protect the doors. Okay, guys, I cannot emphasize this enough. If you guys want to earn extra raffle tickets, here's the big one. If you want to earn extra raffle tickets, there's going to be trash bags everywhere. In Building Echo, Building Delta, and I believe in Juliet, there's things like about yay long or so fiberglass that's wrapped that used to be on the pipes. Throw them in trash bags, bring them outside. You can earn yourself an extra raffle ticket. Same thing to go if you guys fill up a trash can with the frag grenade shells. Try to pick them up as you see them. You will be rewarded for it. You'll have our internal gratitude. That's one less thing that we have to clean up. The AO is a mess with them right now. We didn't realize just how bad it was until I went walking through. And everywhere you go, you see EG67 half shells everywhere. And your CPs, please clean them up. All right. Yeah. So they're up there. They're inside of most of them are 2 things. Just throw some inside of a trash bag, bring them on out. We're trying to get those cleaned out, especially for Geigerlands, so I don't have to do it in a few months. Because I really don't want to be up there having to clean up and set up at the same time. It really would help us out greatly if you guys could do this. There's trash almost everywhere. The only thing you guys cannot pick up as trash is their cereal containers. And we'll be emphasizing this, what they look like, because I'll have a demo outside. It's a seagull serving cereal containers that you pour milk into and eat from. They stay in the cereal room. So there's that. Let's see what else. Building 7 is in play. Building 8 is. Okay, I can answer Geigerland question later. Garcia, is that the question you had for me? Was it your gear was okay? Your gear's fine. Yes, cereal definitely means happy rats. But there's no more cereal left. I mean, they've eaten that shit a long time ago, years ago. There are doors that are held open with red rope. Don't cut them. Don't remove them. Don't shut doors. Yeah, your gear's fine, dude. Yeah. Don't. Okay. Yeah, I might have connectivity issues, guys. I'm at a hotel Wi-Fi. Gotcha. Let's see what else with it. Chrono is gonna go until sun goes down. If you have specific chrono questions, ask Virtue or the Outcast staff. They'll know everything that has to do with what you guys are doing for chrono. When you guys are coming in, Friday is an important day for everybody. So we highly encourage everybody to come in Friday, but remember JTF gets priority at all times. So if they have a JTF mission, they cut to the front of the line because they need to get geared up and ready for the JTF mission breeze at 6 o'clock. And to emphasize this that I've emphasized every single stream, if you're not at the JTF safety brief at 6 o'clock, you don't get to play in the JTF mission, period. You can't come in 30 minutes late. You better be 10 minutes before. You better be there ready to go at 6:50. End of story. In fact, if you show up at 6 o'clock, 6:55 or 5:55 to go in, you could skip the registration line and everything else and just go right to the safety brief to make sure that you get your safety brief done, because you will not be able to go. Yeah, Brandon, I was going to mention that when you come to Chrono, make sure you bring an unloaded mag for your gun. Make sure you have everything ready to go when you get set up. For some of the other work in HPA and everything else, if your gun is shooting hot, they're probably going to tell you step aside while they put somebody else's gun through the shoot through. If you're the kind of guy that bring 10 guns for just yourself, yeah, unloaded. All guns should be unloaded. The mags should be unloaded. We're not going to use your BBs and trust what weight it is. Everything's unloaded. If you're the kind of guy that brings 10 guns just for yourself, take a number and come up. Let's see here. The battle bus. Guys, the battle bus is only going to be in play for certain specific missions. There's no reason to launch any frag stuff at it. Just let the bus pass by. It's not going to set up on a spot and start shooting and everything else and keeping a spot pinned down. Yes, we will be selling the maps again. We have about 80 of those left. They're somewhere on the property. At least I didn't steal that. So when it comes down to the battle bus, it might be considered indestructible, but it's going to go on preset paths. There's no reason to shoot at it. There's no reason for it to. Yes, pistols are being chrono as well, Thomas. So when it, dude, Joseph, it's been a day. Let's just put it that way. It's been a day. There'll be a story time for sure Friday night, but we got all the doors tied open, so it was a lot of walking around, a lot of setting up. Sun was up there. So we had. I cannot tell you how strict they are with trespassers on this property. If you're not authorized to be there, don't be there. Same thing for anybody that might be bringing their kids with them to hang out in the parking lot. Kids cannot be in the parking lot. Anybody that's on this property has to be 16 years and older. So if you do have like a significant other or somebody else that's going to be on the property that's not playing, they still have to come on and sign a waiver. All right. Your wristbands are proof that you've checked in, proof of your admission, and your patches, which by the way look badass, are proof of your safety brief. If you lose either one of those two things, you better be able to damn well prove that it's there, because it's not. If you are a press pass person, we're going to be calling all press pass individual up. Yes, Lexi, we will be needing help, of course. You're more than welcome to help out with that. We love you. Your press passes, we're going to call all 11 press people up that we have press passes for. If 11 people don't come up, whoever else is coming with that press person needs to show off who they are. We had some shenanigans attempted. We don't approve of it. That's why some press passes all of a sudden became available again. So press, you're not there to interact with any props. You're not there to interact with any players. You're not, or to tell any players where things are. You're not there. Now, if some of you want to be captured and taken prisoner, that you can do. But the only thing you can do to interact with the things is you take it prisoner if you want. Either give us a sense or not. For everything else, you can't interact with what some of the players are missing. I want also, most of the doors are open. We actually got a couple extra ones open somehow. Touch, 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 touch. Touch one, two, touch one, two, touch, touch, and touch. Test. Audio input. Test. Oh, that looks like it's much better. Is that better? Oh yeah, I saw those lines go way up. All right. Next item of business. All right. When it comes down to Op 4 team, Op 4, the civilians, and Blackwater are going to have their own special respawn. Typically, they're going to be able to go to another building or location that's not in combat, not in play, to respawn. All right. So a civilian should not be like taking hits, dying, walking around the corner, then coming right back around and shoot you. I'll go back to the doors. Okay. We got a couple extra doors open that weren't open before. So now there's 2 pathways into F. The basement in F is off limits. You should not be able to get past the doors anyway, but don't go downstairs for any reason. First floor, second floor, I think even the second floor we blocked off. There's some real sketch shit on the second floor. The doors, all the doors are tied open. So now you can't close them. They should stay open. We opened more doors in building 6. So you guys have more pathways and access points. We're working on another door for between the RHU unit, which is closer to Alpha, and building 5 and 4. We're trying to get that one door open. So that way there's another way to get inside. Ghost on the second floor. Fuck yeah, there is. I was out there last night. Holy shit. It's gone. It's gone. So building 1 is also wide open for multiple angles. So you guys have access and stuff that you can go through. The first 30 minutes of the Evo, the line of demarcation is building E all the way across to building 2. Building 1 and building 10 are out of play for the first. Christopher, man, I'll tell you some stories, but pretty much, yeah. I was on live stream last night walking through there, fucking around a little bit. Nah, you can, if you were watching the TikTok live stream, I kept spinning around because I was hearing something behind me, man. Fuck that shit. Anyways, man, I'm cursing a lot. My filter's down. I'm beat today. All right. Building 1 and building 10 have something that gets triggered after something else happens. So don't go down there until you hear the calls for command and everything else. I'm sure you'll know when those lines will be open. And I have a pretty strong feeling that you guys will figure out what you guys have to do for both teams at the start of the game. That'll be announced game on. There's going to be sheets of paper around that say intel on them. You want to take them back to your CPs. But if you're shot while you're carrying intel, you drop it. Let's see. They ain't gonna hurt you. That's what you think. So do not shoot out windows, even if it's broken. Don't shoot out windows. Broken windows don't exist. They are whole. They are complete. In fact, try to avoid shooting at any window at all because we don't want to break windows that are like, especially in building 6 or 5. There's a couple windows that only have one pane of glass left from the dual pane windows. So don't shoot at windows if you can. Prevent from doing it. Nobody should be shooting out of the windows. When you guys are breaching into rooms, don't give them up at the window link. Try to keep them down so you're not shattering my glass. All right. For those of you on Cartel, you'll have a pathway to go down to building 1 when it opens. So it's back down the way that you walk up. It's past J. You're going to cut across H. You cannot go under any of the buildings in H. They're the portables. They're up there. Just don't rip them out. Don't go underneath them. You can't sit there and snipe from them. They're out of play. If we catch you anywhere near those white portables, you're screwed. All right. Don't make me have to make you sit out an Evo. Don't make me have to kick you out of the game simply because you were not where you were not supposed to be. If anybody should, so let me put it this way. I said this in the DEA had their stream. I'm going to say it again to everybody that's here, right? And the next point I was going to get to, which is our admins. We have a lot of people in admins in red shirts. Okay, we're also going to have upwards, I believe it's like 55 embedded admins. Now, the rule of thumb for embedded admins is that the embedded admins on green and the embedded admins on tan police their own side, unless it's so egregious that they must take themselves out of gameplay, say admin coming out, put on their deadlight to address an issue. When they do that, they're going to be calling in to an admin, so an admin can come over and deal with it. If you get into a fight on my AO, you'll be lucky if you're just leaving the AO for the day, okay, or for an Evo. You'll be lucky if you're not kicked off the AO right then and there. You'll also be lucky if the cops aren't called. We're not going to have people swinging at each other. It's just not going to happen here. We're not losing this one. No, it does not count. And if somebody is shooting from the window, Steve Tom, they need to be called out immediately. Admin needs to go over and deal with it. There's not many cracks that you guys can shoot out of at this facility, right? It's a prison, so windows are shut and everything. You can't shoot through a little crack like that in the door. Like if you're hiding behind a door and you're shooting through the crack, it has to be bigger than your head. All right. So our admins are the rule of law, even the embedded admins. These people have we have the utmost trust in these people. We have the utmost respect for these people, and thus you players should be as well. Now, Op4, Blackwater, and the civilians, they can report on anybody. They have the authority to shut anybody down, and they'll be calling an admin over to address it. Again, these people are highly trusted by us to make sure that it's going on. So if you're being told that something happened and you don't agree with the decision, on the field during that Evo is not the time to argue it. If you have video footage or anything else, we'll look at that. You are an admin, Garcia. Shut up. If you have video of what happened and you want to play it after the Evo is when you show it to us. Okay, pull your video. We'll look at it and see. Now, if we can't see it because it's the distance or anything else. Oh, look, I was shooting this guy. No, that's not how we're going to do that. I mean, if it's plainly obvious because they're 10 feet away, you're shooting tracer rounds, you can see the tracers bounce off them. We'll definitely have a conversation with those people. Okay, so I want to emphasize that if you're being told that you got a war crime, don't argue about it. You can ask, what did I do? Okay, and just correct from there. All right. If you go into the basements, you better have a flashlight. I'm telling you, these things are dark. You must have a deadlight. If you come on the AO without a deadlight, you're going to be forced to go buy one. A chem light from either On The Go Surplus, Amped, Jackal Tactical, CP Milsim. We will have chem lights that you can purchase. You'll also probably be belittled because you should have known this beforehand because it's in the op board. All right. When it comes down to weapons, there's weapon classes that are up there. There's certain stuff that's not on there that if we say we're not allowing it, we're not going to allow it. There's no convincing otherwise that we will allow it. I'm not calling anybody out or go through and cause any problems, but understand that we have weapon classes for a reason. If you are indoors, no full auto. If you're on a doorway and shooting out, you could full auto. They can full auto from out to in. But when you're inside of a building, shooting inside a building, no full auto. No spamming the trigger. No doing this bullshit. Your hand must be on the grip and your trigger finger, either one of these two, can't be both at the same time, is pulling the trigger. That's it. No binary. Yeah, Christopher. I mean, if you don't have a light going into the basement, it's really stupid. I mean, when I say that place is pitch dark, I need to post a video of me during the day yesterday, walking around with the camera on, having to use a flashlight because it was bad, like really bad. What else for this? We will have cloth maps for sale. We only got about 80 of those. They'll probably go quick. Once they're done, they're done. All right. So with those cloth, if not, bring printed maps. I think each one of your factions, if you guys are not on Cartel, if you guys are on Cartel, you have a Discord server. I think somebody made a map there. If you're on DEA, they have a Discord server. They have like 8 maps there. All of them look really good. You can bring your stuff out to the CP. There. It is. It's pitch dark. Understand that anything that you leave on the AO, when we close down a Saturday night, when we shut building 2 and we lock the gate, ain't nothing coming off. Ain't nothing going on. Correct. Only LMGs. And now this is another important question. Like the stoners, for example, can go full auto or semi. If you're an LMG, you cannot use your LMG indoors, even on semi. There's too much confusion with it, and the reason why was a decision that was made is because of particular tags and particular looks. We don't want somebody all of a sudden think, oh, that guy's going full auto and causing issues. Even with the flashlight, it's dark. It is. It's also cold. Oh my God, it's cold. It's like walking in. It's like 50 degrees in the basement. It's awesome. It's awesome. This Florida boy loves it. Correct. So if somebody opens up one of those freezer doors, shut it. Don't let them do it. There should be caution tape on all of them to not let them open up. Do that. We opened up a couple other extra doors for a couple extra ways to get into some of the buildings. Remember, ladders are not in play. Stairs are. So if it's fixed stairs that go up at an angle where you have to take step, you're fine. If you have to go up, you're wrong. Don't go up. Roofs are out of play. Now, that's not going to stop some of the civilians who have permission to be up on the roofs to be up there shooting down on the shooting like blank fire guns or anything else down on the players. That could happen. But and there also could be observers from the Big House Produce or Central Penn up there as well. But players should not be on any roof. If you're on top of a building and you can see the sky, you're wrong. All right. The attic in building 1 is also out of play. If you find yourself in the attic, get the fuck out. There's only one way into the attic. We know the way to get into the attic. That door should be shut. Door should be clearly marked off of don't go in there and don't go in. All right. I jumped over about the spawning. So let me go back to spawn. Civilians will go into a building or somewhere away to respawn, right? They're going to be role playing everything else. Blackwater is going to go into a building, into a room where there's no combat. So if they're like, for example, in building Alpha, or not Alpha, Alpha's out of play because it's a CP. If they're in F's a great example. If they're in building F, they have to go, or fighting in front of F, they need to go into F and go to the backside of F. So they're without play and simulating that they're gone for. There's a couple of cool places in this place, and they have attic access. It's fucking nuts. We still found the last guy that went to the attic. There's one building. This is the cool thing about this facility that I love it so much. In one of the buildings, you can get into the attic, and they put all the air conditioning up there, but they did not take out the padded room at the end. So if you can weave and wound your way all the way through the attic, there's this padded cell that's in there. Fucking freaky. All right. So Blackwater is to go to a neutral location, neutral room, or anything else, respawn. And they shouldn't come straight back to the point that they were at the fight. Now, when you guys are looking at Op 4, Op 4 has different rules. Op 4 you'll be suddenly saying, like, say you're in building 5 and there was a Frago that you went to go attack, and all of a sudden you fought, you're fighting with a bunch of the Dark Horse 6 guys, and one of them is a very distinctive gentleman. He's tall, he's black, he's skinny. Hey, I shot this guy before just a couple minutes ago. If you've moved from one room to another room, they might have specific plans in play. These guys are here to make you think like they're a larger force. Treat the Op 4 team each time they die as they respawned as a new guy. Like if his name was John, that's now Harry that just respawned. Totally different person. So don't take it against them, right? There's going to be some missions that you're going to feel like you're fighting an entire army to get through to get to your objective. That's the experience we're going to give you. All right. So just because you're on one floor, you fought the same 12 guys. All of a sudden, holy shit, they're on this floor now too. They're on that floor now too. Yes, they are. So you're going to have to fight through these guys hard. Okay. Sometimes they're going to be on your side, sometimes not. So it depends on how you go about things. Is on you. There's 5 teams technically. There's civilians, which are role players. There's Blackwater, which can be bribed, and then there's the Op 4 team that you guys are going to have to fight through. Sometimes they're going to be fighting for you to get you into certain objectives. Let's see here. No, you cannot go to that padded room. It's blocked. I think the door's locked. But if not, don't go up there. I'll make sure it's taped off and actually right on there, no horse shacks. Say don't manipulate any of the things inside the structures. Leave it where it was. So there's some doors in like building 1. I think some doors in building 5 and possibly 6 that can be opened and closed without any issues. If it's closed and it can open, I would definitely make sure somebody holds that door open a second time before you go out. All right. Do not use doors as don't open a door and then hide behind it, especially if it's got glass in it, especially if it's got broken glass in it. You'll see a lot of that on this AO. You really let me clearly talk about this padded room. Unless you're small, like a 16-year-old child, you're probably not going to be able to climb back there. There's hunk and stuff there. You have to really weasel your way through it to get back to that padded room. And no, you guys cannot go there. All right. If you're, you cannot shoot at building Alpha, and you cannot shoot at building 8. Building 8, there's our stairwells that come up. You cannot shoot the stairwells at all, hoping to keep DEA bogged down inside of that spot. Both spawns they're not capturable, and we want to keep people about 50 to 100 feet away to let the teams out. Let's see here. Shut up. Yeah, Moose, I'm telling you, it's my child barely fit back there. And then even then she gave up. She's like, nope. Don't manipulate stuff for cover. So wherever it is, imagine it's bolted to the ground and can't be moved. What's up, Rodriguez? This one's guys, police your pins for grenades. Now that Garcia came in here, police them. If somebody's throwing frag grenades down and you're dead and you're raiding it, you see some frag pieces, pick them up. We're probably going to have a lot of like canisters or trash bags somewhere inside of every stairwell, hanging from the stairwell, so you guys can throw the stuff in. Help us pick up the mess. All right. What else? What questions does everybody have while I'm trying to think of what else to say? The battle bus is going to be making passes, and the route is going to be set. All right. If anybody's been to Big House before, you know the route I typically go. It's if you're talking about it would be coming through the gate, past Alpha, between 6 and C, Charlie, near 7, down all the way down to 1, loop back around at 1, and then come back up again. That's the route that's typically taken. So save your frag, save your tagging. Don't use it on the bus. If the bus is spraying, we're not stopping to hose, okay? We're just it's like a drive-by. We're just as we go past. Horseshack, we're actually going to actively tell you guys not to throw frags at the bus. Save your frags. Just save your frags. Don't even worry about it. The frags, the bus is a helicopter. So think about it that way. Chrono starts at 1 o'clock. keep our fields clean, please. Yeah. Try to keep the language down. Also, when it comes down to Juliet, which is the base which is the cell block closest to Alpha, which is cartel spawn. There's a particular gate that you'll see red tape on. There's no reason to go through that courtyard towards the chapel in any way, shape, or form. If you're in the tunnels and somehow you go walking up a flight of stairs and you see a metal grate with a cross on it, don't go any further. You're wrong. There should be caution tape up. Okay. Don't go in the chapel at all. If you guys are exploring on Friday, you guys could take a look inside, but just don't go out the front doors. It will only be accessible through the side and through the basement or through the tunnel. So you guys can look at it and everything else. So just we're really going to emphasize this. I know people might want to take down the bus, but for this time, especially with such a limited supply of, toilets don't work. There are porta potties on the field right between 5 and F. If you really got to take a piss or a shit that bad and you're on the field, go there. If not, there's 4 porta potties right in front of building, in front of building 2. Okay. If you really need to take a leak, you can water a tree. Just your dick might get shot. Just saying. Don't shit on my field. Toilets don't work. If we catch somebody shitting or pissing onto the AO, you're instantly banned. You will not be allowed back. We keep your money. Good day. And you'll be lucky if something else doesn't happen, like being arrested for vandalism. We're saying this because some asshole took a massive dump in Building 7 last time. That's no bueno. Don't do it. Don't go. If you think that you might be able to budge a door by kicking it, don't. Yes, you are. You're able to walk off the field anytime that you want. But yes, you can walk right through Building 2. Go get your air refill at Amped. No, Jay, there are some doors that are in building that can be opened in Building 1. Just make sure that if you're opening that door and that you're turning that thing, that it can actually open and close. I think there's a couple like that in Building 5 and 6 too. But if the door is open, it does not get shut. Period. You can't grab them and get cover and pull it in. Don't bother with it. Don't touch it. The bees, as of right now, are also gone, so that entry point into 5 is back. That's pretty safe now, so you guys can maneuver around there. At the start of the game, everybody's probably already aware of this, but there's going to be a down pilot situation. The tunnel is going to be closed off for like the first 30 to 45 minutes to go all the way down to Building 1. So let your teams know if you guys come inside. We'll be expressing this as well, part of gameplay, that's essentially mapped off. It's blocked. There will be 2 guys stationed there. I don't advise going down there because they will light you the hell up, but they'll stop people from coming down the tunnel access at least. That's their job, is to make sure nobody can go down there. You guys can go in and get to Building 5, but they'll tell you not to go into the tunnel because they'll be posted at the tunnel door. Don't take souvenirs, please. See something cool, probably belongs there. Don't take it. You guys will get rewarded not only for bringing bags of trash for extra raffle tickets, but also for brass. So if you see a blank on the ground, pick it up. For every 20 brass, you get a raffle ticket. We're talking about Caleb. I will not be talking about Bad Blood. This is only about Syndicate 2 right now, because we have this event this weekend. So we're going over all the stuff with it. I'll probably talk about Syndicate 2 sometime, or Bad Blood sometime next week and the week after for sure. There's plenty of brass to pick up. It's all over the place. Fallon went a little heavy-handed with the light fires last time. Let's see here. There were some other strange scenarios that came up. Oh, shit. Tracers are going to be fired at this place. So if you guys got yeah, I'm here. I'm in my hotel right now. Hotel. What else? I know, Rodriguez. We already talked about you like 5 times. It's great. There's going to be some newer objectives and all that stuff that you guys to figure out out there. There's going to be some poles that are going to be painted green and tan. So you just have to flip the pole around and mark that you've captured that particular location. There'll be some flags to grab. There's laptops. There's hard drives. There's going to be... I didn't see the drugs. The drugs are missing. Yeah, Joseph. I mean, that's for Battle Bus and all that. If you want to bring it and give it up, I mean, that helps out with Damien getting his gene therapy and all that. No, there's DEA, Cartel, Op4, and Civies, and then Blackwater. They're going to be in Blackwaters and Blue Flannel. They can be bribed. They're there to be bribed. So either side, they can work for either side. Bribe them. Do I know what to bribe them with? Hell no. But I heard the big guy on that side, he likes creatine and beef jerky. I could be bribed as Nikolai with beef jerky and Starburst. Okay. Cool. So let's talk a little bit about blind man. All right. Blind man is our catch-all phrase. It means anybody that, oh no, my iPro's down. That's a blind man. It's localized. Blind man is also for real world. So if somebody is a blind man where they just take their mask off, call a blind man, in the area, surround the people. When blind man is called, yell it out, say it over the radio. When it gets transmitted across the field, you'll then wait for a game on. All right. If it's a localized to that's like somebody dropped their iPro or whatever, you don't really need to yell it all the way across the field. Just yell blind man in the area, game on. Now, if there's a real world scenario, somebody is hurt, somebody decided to run full force into a room, slipped, fell, and knocked themselves out, that's a blind man with a real world. You're supposed to get on the radio, say blind man, real world, what building that you're in. Like, for example, if it happened in the basement of Building 5, you say Building 5 in the serial room. Try to give us descriptions of where you are so that way we can get admin out there. Everybody needs to stop during a blind man. Take their bags out, take a knee. No moving, no advancing, no throwing smoke or anything else. The only people allowed to move during a blind man are admins, embedded admins if they are nearby and they're within earshot of the actual thing so they can see it. And if it's a medic, it's an actual, if it's a real world, medics will know everybody who is a medic, who's a medic that's going to be checking in so that they'll have permission to move to treat somebody. We don't need everybody huddling around this person. As soon as we come in, everybody back off, make sure that we can get to the person and go out. You're supposed to have your emergency contact card somewhere on easily accessible on your body so we know who to call in case you fall out. All right. Bringing in a full advanced med kit and fire extinguishers. Great. Speaking of which, fire pits. Remember, they have to be elevated off the asphalt. They can't be on the ground. All right. For some of you that guys are looking for wood, there is actually wood on the AO that you guys could take. So Garcia likes beads, so bring beads. All right. But yes, Caleb, I will be at Bad Blood. I don't know if I already addressed that. I will be there. I'm on Marx's side. So I'll be running around with the Marxist, the Brown Tide. So call out the building, the location where you're at. There's going to be set radio channels. Dude, I am wiped. I mean, I fucking ran around all day today, and there's something else happened too that I'm not discussing on the stream. But yeah, it's been a day. Let's put it that way. It's been a day. So when it comes down to I lost my train of thought. What happens when I'm this tired? If you have canopies, yeah, good point, Steve Tom. Oh, I was talking about the fire pits. Fire pits have to be elevated off the ground. You have to have some sort of fire suppression system, whether it's a gallon of water or a fire extinguisher. Make sure it's there. Please have canopies to weigh them down and secure during the winds that so they don't damage vehicles. Yes. So for you guys to wondering what it's like right now, today it was kind of windy up there. So the wind is not a joke. All right. Do not stake your tent into the asphalt. Don't do it. Why is there clouds coming this way? All right. So, as it stands right now, for those you camping on site, Friday 57 with a low of 33. That number has been going up and down like a. Never mind. Saturday 62 with a low of 40. Sunday 64 with a low of 48. These could change. 28. There's Lauren. 2857 elevation. It does get breezy. I was up there, like I said, the wind was kicking. So some of those outside shots, man, you're going to get some curving action going on. Bring warm clothes for the night. My butt's going to be in the RV. So I'll be pointing out to everybody on site what RV is my RV. So if something happens during the night, come up and knock on there. It better be important. That's all I got to say. Take them into put a lot of weight in them. Right? Let's see here. I would also say use your cars for cover. The wind always seems to blow from one direction. Lauren could correct me on that, but with the way the windmills are set up, I think the wind only blows from one direction anyway. Make sure you have your fire suppression stuff. There will be water at both CPs. Yeah, use weights inside. Use the vehicles to block as well. I mean, I would literally, with the way the wind is blowing, just use your vehicles to try to block some of it. That's another thing, too, when it comes to space. We're going to have 510 people are going to be on site for this event. With that many people, we cannot have people setting up like an entire shanty town for just two guys, right? One tent per person. I mean, unless like some of you are sleeping inside of tents. If you are in an RV, let us know because we're going to put you in a specific spot to open up the thing. You will be probably separated from your faction, but yeah. When you guys pull onto the property, follow the road around. You're going to see, you should not, the only time that you do making any sort of turn is when you pull onto the property. You'll see a house up on the hill. You just angle to the left. When you get up to a T-junction, you'll see that, hey, look, there's a building down there. Don't go down to it. You should just be going straight all the way down to the end. There will be a gate that's going to be closed before 1 o'clock. It's going to say stop. Stop and wait there. Other people will be coming in. These will typically be staff, sponsored players, or sponsors for the event, vendors, VIP people that need to be there beforehand. They'll be able to come on. Don't get mad because they're going through and getting ahead and all that stuff. Oh my God, these people are cutting in line. They're not. They're supposed to be there beforehand. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, 24 pack of water would definitely do it. Start hydrating now. I need to go out to the store in a little bit because, I mean, I need to hydrate some more. I need to get ice for the brisket too. Don't touch the smokers. Get you guys touching smokers, we're going to be breaking some fingers. I'm not even kidding. It's somebody steals my meat again, I'm going to be incredibly pissed off. Don't touch the smokers. The meat will come out. You guys can be able to sample the deliciousness at that time on Saturday at around 6:30 when everybody comes off the field. All right. People have been asking about how much. Yeah. Visit our vendors when you guys there. One of the cool reasons to come Friday, which we cannot emphasize enough, come out there Friday. Come out and look at our vendors. Come out and hang out with your faction or the other faction. part of the stuff that we do out here is to hang out with each other and have a good time. You guys, I really cannot stress how important that is at these events, to go out there and just have a blast. Steve Tom, who's still in the chat, he's on the Facebook chat if you guys are there. I met him at Southern Comfort, and we became such great friends that we talked like once a week or whatever. And by the time we realized how long we've been on the phone, it's been hours. You can make real good friendships out here. Start making those connections, because then you can find out about other events that are all across the place that you might not have known about, or you might find out about cool fields that you guys can go to. Come out Friday night. Come hang out. I mean, I heard there was quite a few people out there that are going to be just doing random barbecue stuff and everything else. Come out there to have a good time. All right. With that being said, do not come out to onto my AO intoxicated. Just don't do it. It's in the rules. Live by it. Yeah, it's going to be a memorable weekend, right? Everybody agrees. Brainerd guards the brisket. We need to get a picture of him just standing there with like both the 240s like this. Like, don't come near the brisket. All right. Let's see here. Treat this AO like it was your own house. All right. None of us want to lose this AO. It is such a freaking awesome place to play at. It's not like other prisons where, there's only one way in, one way out. There's very few buildings that are that restricted. Like E, I think, is the only one that has that level of restriction. There's only one way in and one way out because we can't get the other doors open. We're trying to find the keys for them. If we can find the key to the back of the E, that'll be great. If we can find the key to the one side door to E, that'll be great. Treat this AO like it's your home. A very messy home, but treat it like your home. Does this really cool thing one of it should be broken? Probably not. Let's not break it. All right. Thank the staff for all the work they're doing. We are working ourselves to the bone, like I am right now. Dylan was up here helping me out today. We've been working our asses off trying to get this AO set up for you guys. It takes literally a week of prep to get this AO ready for you guys to come out. We open every door. We give you access to almost every single building. B can't be accessed, so that's roped off. But C's open, D's open, 7, 8. And by the way, if you guys go into the basement of 7, don't go in the morgue. At the very end, can't go in. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Jerry, man, I was so close to coming to Ballahack for a Wild Wild West read. That's at least to stop in, but with how far out of my way it was, I think it was like 2 hours out of my way, so it would have been 4 hours total. The gas, if the gas prices were lower, I probably would have stopped in. Yeah, Dylan was putting some work in, guys. Don't do that, Garcia. He was putting his work in, man. He was helping me out. We tied a whole bunch of stuff up, man. We were going through, open up buildings. I mean, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that you guys can access and everything else. We're going to have to find the fake drugs. I don't know where they are. The patches came out really cool. I did not grab one to bring home with me, but they came out really good. Awesome, PJ. I have a new influx of hood rat chip patches. We do have the Dexa cards. So let me explain that real quick. The deck card, you're going to be issued when you get your wristband a card. We're going to encourage you to sign your card with your call sign. You're going to put that on you. That's going to be your kill card. You get shot, somebody runs up and says, you got any intel, you got any kill cards, your kill card, you're going to provide them both over. Even if that person gets shot, if they got up to you and asked for it, they still need to be provided it, right? Don't leave it out in your car. Put it on your kit, because it's kind of dick move. This is a cool, fun aspect that we're bringing. We'll have the maps too. And I've already mentioned the maps like 4 times, Lauren, but those cloth maps, we have only 80 of them left. Once they're sold out, and then we'll probably maybe get some more printed later on, but we won't have them for this event. Unfortunately, Press On Apparel is not able to come to this event this year. He had to cancel last week because of his vehicle. The player cards, though, there are still a couple of decks of cards that are still available for sale. There's also going to be T-shirts available for sale when you guys get there. But take your kill card, put it in your kit, sign it with your call sign. Now, when you take kill cards from other players, right, and you get shot and somebody says you got your kill card, you don't have to give up any of the kill cards you've collected. Okay, you can keep all your own kill cards. But for everybody else, for all the for your personal one, you can go. Some of you are going to be issued an envelope with intel. You're to keep that on your person, easily accessible. So if you said you have any intel, you have to provide it. Now, if you're shot and you have a bunch of objective stuff on you, like again, 3 red bags, 1 white bag, 1 laptop or hard drive. These are the amounts that you can carry. So it's either 3 red bags. You can carry unlimited amounts of intel, the paper intel sheets. But if you have 3 red bags, 1 white bag, so it's either or. If you have the laptop, you can't carry anything else except intel. You have a hard drive, you can't carry anything else except intel. There's some other things that are out there that you can carry. Demonetized. You have to drop any objective that you're carrying when you get when you bleed out. So when you bleed out, you have to empty your pockets of the stuff that you're not supposed to be carrying because you can't dead walk it back to the HQ. All right. Taking prisoners, guys. We're going to try this. Only 1 prisoner should ever be disarmed. Everybody else is considered disarmed, and that's Nikolai. Nikolai, you have to physically take the weapons off of him. All right. Hold them off to the side. And if I ever say, OOC, give me back my stuff, or I'll say, I'm joking, this Joker, give me back my stuff. I won't use the bad fake accent. You give me back my stuff. That's simple. You don't need to take my radio, just any weapons I might have, any melee weapons, any rifle. I'm going to have a rifle anyway. So any grenades I might have. Although most of my grenades are now gone. Sad Panda. Other than that, everybody else, yeah, take me to your leader. Anybody else that goes to get captured, all right, what you do is you come up and say, I am medicing you. You put your hand on them, say, I am medicing you. If they have no armbands on, that's just like regular medic rules. You know, they can be medicked they can be medicked 1 more time after that. So no armbands. I am medicing you. You're my prisoner. All right. They are now considered disarmed. If they don't ask you for the intel or kill card, you don't have to provide it. Can we take your wallet too? I'm not bringing my wallet onto the AR. Are you kidding me? I know better. When you lose $400 in cash on an AO and your license, your concealed carry permit, you don't bring any of that out on the field. There might be some money on me though that you could take. So anybody else that you guys are planning to take capture, that you're planning to take back, you put your hand on and say, I am medicing you. So it's the first time they're hit, and you're coming up and doing that. They don't ask you, do you have any intel? Do you have any objectives? Do you have any red bags or white bags? I can't say the words. I don't want to get this video demonetized, right? Say you have to provide everything that you have on you. That's that, right? And they have to give it over to you, and you take them. And as you're walking back, if you get hit, if that prisoner gets shot again, they stop right where they are and they go down. They cannot be dragged. They cannot be carried. They have to be medicked right there again. Now, remember, if they didn't have one, now they have an imaginary 1 armband on, right? This is their second time being medicked. Second time being medicked, you pick them up, you take them. If they get shot again, they sit down, bleed out for 5 minutes, and then they walk back to respawn, dropping any objectives they might have right there on the ground if you didn't take them off already. Now, if you run up to somebody, they already have 2 armbands on, what happens then? They can still be captured once. All right, you can medic and say you're being medicked. Do that 30-second thing. Take them, and you walk them back to your respawn point. They can only be held at your CP for 3 minutes. That's it. Then they're to be released. Right now, some of those guys want to interact and have fun. Acting. That's fine. That's their choice. But they can't be held longer than 3 minutes. If they choose to stay being captured because they're having too much fun interacting, that's on them. All right. But you let them go. They walk out. They can't shoot anybody. They have to go all the way back to their CP, respawn, and come back out. All right. Nikolai is probably going to fight. Now, you cannot restrain anybody. The way that you're restraining somebody is that you have your hand on them. That's simple. Even if you have to bring your arms up to shoot at somebody, they're right beside you. Imagine invisible tether. Nikolai, you better keep your hands on, but you cannot hold Nikolai's hands behind his back. You can't tie his hands forward. My hands need to be free in case I fall. I'm a big fat boy. I want to make it through. Now, you might have to assist me up steps. You might have to make sure I'm gone while you're taking away my ways of killing people. So that you're going to probably have to hold on to me and be careful on. Now, remember, same rules apply. If I get shot once, I'm medicked. If I get shot a second time, I'm medicked. If I get shot a third time, I'm dead. All right. So be cognizant. If I've been shot twice already, I get shot a third time, you still have a chance to capture me, but hopefully I don't die. And definitely take me your ideas. Do you want to take me back to your leader? Anytime that you capture the big ticket people like Nikolai, when he needs to be captured, there's going to be times where I'm not capturable, and I'll let you know if I can or cannot be captured, right? Because there might be something that is going on for the gameplay where I need to be somewhere else. But don't worry, you have plenty of opportunities to do that, right? But the XOs and COs can be captured, and they're worth big points, okay? Definitely, if you capture any of the XOs or COs, take pictures of them in your CPs. That's like a rule of thumb, all right? How many prisoners can you capture? Well, think about it realistically. You probably can't manage more than 2 at one time, all right? So don't do more than 2. What happens if the person that has captured somebody gets killed? The prisoners die too. So that's simple. They just bleed out and go back to respawn. All right. Well, I know they could still be medicked by their own team. So if somebody comes in and rescues them, they could still be medicked. But they can't go anywhere. And if the guy that has captured them bleeds out, then they just simply go back to respawn. All right. I think that covers all the questions for that. Any other questions? They may have. Correct. OP4 cannot be held as prisoners. OP4 is considered they can be searched for kill cards. That's not a problem. They could also be searched for intel. That's also not a problem. Same rules apply, right? But they'll tell you whether or not they can be, because there's certain points where they're going to have to move to another place to set something else for you guys. So you'll probably hear our obvious call of what that is, and you'll see them all of a sudden turn their deadlights on and start walking. Don't stop them from kill cards for that particular time. Trust me, you're going to have opportunity to do it. If you wait too long, that's on you. But our OP4 team definitely needs to be able to move when we say we need them to go to other locations to do that. As for Blackwater, I will talk to Greg and them and ask if they were willing to be captured again. I know Wiener's always up to be taken prisoner. Don't know why. But the civilians, generally, you don't want to capture civilians. You might want to hold them if they're being a little bit hostile to you at the base. And I'm going to be ending this soon because my flashlights are dying. That's the only thing lighting up my face. Can't be trusted regardless. I mean, they're going to be working for both sides throughout the course of the day. They really are. I mean, they're going to be switching sides left and right. Trust no one, Agent Mulder. I mean, I was always keep a wild eye on everybody that's out there that's not on your faction. Even, hell, unless you're on sure, Thomas, no problem. Reach out to me. We go through. Can I bring what tactical slide? What are you talking about? Why are people throwing shit? Oh. Oh. Do I want to know, Virtue? Do I want to know? Do I really want to know? I don't think there's anything else. For fire for effect. If you do that, that might be problematic for your side. Just saying. I don't know what side you're on, but I'm telling you, there's going to be certain times where you guys need Op 4. I wouldn't just be, I'm going to kill them all. Because there's going to be certain points if you do that, I might not have any control and just be like, okay, they go for you now. I don't know. Not my problem. Oh, God, I really got to work on my Russian accent. Let's see. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I cannot emphasize enough. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Does anyone even really put a bracket anymore? I mean, we made our player bracket pretty condensed, right? It really is condensed. So there shouldn't be too many issues with it, like at all. By the way, if you guys are asking for certain guns to be allowed because you want to run something that is banned almost, if the gun that you want to run is banned at every single field and every single Milsim event, we're not going to allow it either. So Russian Irish mixing money, he's fucking CIA. What can I say? If your gun's banned everywhere, don't expect us to allow it. That's simple. Primary adapters are allowed, just no drum mags for the pistols, the M4s. Biggest thing is ask questions, all right? Ask questions. No riot shields. No fucking riot shields. What the fuck was that? No riot shields! I bet Jay Rodriguez put you up to say that, didn't he? Not allowed at all. If you think about it, this is the prison that was designed, and riot shields will be way too effective there. We already know this because we've already had 2 instances of it. Do not barricade the stairwells. Do not throw smoke within 25 feet of any open door. The grenade kills inside of rooms. I mean, you have to be in some really hard cover. I mean, there's not a lot of these places that have hard cover. We actually said we've increased the space radius for inside the rooms. It's 30 by 30 rooms. So if you're inside a cell, you're probably dead. Now, if they throw it into a cell block and you're inside of a cell, you're probably okay. So 30 by 30 rooms when they get thrown in there. I mean, you have to be behind hard cover. Like there's a couple places in the basement or a ward because they have hard cover hidey holes. You have to really think if you throw a grenade inside of one of these things, a real grenade, you're probably going to have some liquefied organs. The concussive blast inside these places is intense. It's even bad when they're there. So if you're in a stairwell and a grenade goes off, just call your hit. That's simple. Don't close the cell doors. Cell doors stay open. Don't shut doors or anything else. Don't shoot at glass if you don't have to. Try not to break any. Don't open windows. Don't close windows. No window should be able to be opened regardless. Don't rip off the red tape. There's actually a certain place where you can't go into where there's actual red cord that have been tied up. So you guys can't say, I didn't see it. The tape was down. Nah. If it looks like there was tape there before because there's yellow and red tape, that means we really didn't want anybody to go in there, but maybe one of these other trespassers or somebody else got on the property after we set up and they ripped the stuff down. I'm not even joking when it comes down to the prison doors. I mean, Lauren's still here, but we have the property. They're about what, Lauren? An hour? There's like people are like, it's like an hour. You're going to be waiting in there for an hour or two, and if maybe even longer, because that means they have to go find the key that in the room you're in. And that's not an easy thing. When they're saying there's boxes of keys to go through, that's why some of these doors are simply not open. We can't find the keys. I mean, hell, there's 2 doors I would love to have open because it opens up so many pathways into I. That would be fantastic. Oh, it would be so delicious. But they just can't find the keys for them. So if you get locked inside of a cell, you might be stuck in there for hours. And if we can't find a key and they have to call fire department, they have to come out and they have to break something, be prepared to pay for it. And it's not cheap. Just like if you shoot my glass windows in the chapel, you're paying $5,000. Those are 112-year-old stained glass windows. There should be no reason why your gun is pointed anywhere in the direction of the chapel in any way, shape, or form. All right, there's none. One side that has one side has the windows that are covered, which is great. Still no reason to shoot at it. The other side, where G or H is, the H blocks it, and there's no way to get past there. So there's no reason why you should be shooting between the chapel and H. That area does not exist. Yeah, if I have to call because somebody has locked the door, I'm gonna be pissed. I mean, that happened at lockdown, and somebody did it at Syndicate 2. They shut a particular door, and it's not funny. It's not a tactical advantage. In fact, if we find out what side it is, it's massive war crimes, where it could determine whether or not you win the game. You know, this is the stuff that we're talking about. This is the nonsense we're talking about. We don't need this out there. Respect this AO. And for the most part, you guys do. You guys do a great job. We just have to emphasize it. All right. So remember, Alpha, you can go all the way from the backside of Alpha all the way up to C and D. So you can go all the way in and have backwards access. From Alpha, you can go all the way up behind 7. 8 can do the same thing all the way down. Don't be an ass. Yeah, best practice for a great milsim experience is stay close to your squad and not wander off. Follow commands. Lead. There are look. I've been watching the discords for both sides. Both sides are really stoked and really set for this. If you're new to the thing, latch on to one of these teams, man. If you're like this first or second milsim event or your first milsim event, really first time you're playing airsoft, latch onto these teams. They're awesome. They will take you and show you what needs to be done, where to go, the whole 9 yards. You guys are going to have a hell of a great time at this AO. I'm telling you, every time that I come out here, I get so stoked for it. And then I start going through and remember, like, oh, that's right, this is here. Oh, man, this place is here. Oh, this is so cool because you have this way, this. Oh, man, this is. Because there's only a couple of buildings, like 7 only has 2 entry points. I think C only has 2, maybe 3 entry points that are available. So, I mean, D has like 6, 2, 4, or 4. Taking a picture of me. Man, I hope somebody shoots you while you're taking a picture. I really do. All right. Anything else that you guys have questions on? Because I'm going to end this stream because I realize it's now 10:42. And I need to go get some ice and stuff. Battle buddy up. Oh, yes, there is actually something I forgot to mention. If you have a car on the property, when you check in, you're going to be asked if you have a car. If so, you're going to be given a thing to hang inside your car with your relevant information on the other half that we'll keep on, so that we're going to write down your stuff, so that way we know if you're stuck on property or not, or who to call. So in case, like in the time of lockdown where the game was over on Saturday and somebody's car was still there Sunday, everyone should know everything. Well, I'm probably going to do one more of these abridged on Thursday from the actual AO. So, all right, there will be a stream tomorrow night from the barracks, but it's going to be a bridge too. That's only going to be about an hour. I want to talk. We're going to talk mostly about Rats Airsoft and why you guys need to go to North Carolina to visit this field. I'll try to cut the video up for that tonight or tomorrow beforehand. I'll see what video can actually be pulled from it. Geigerlands. Before I go, Geigerlands. This could be a really awesome event, guys. We have so much cool stuff packed for that one too. Remember, tickets are on sale right now. Go to cpmilsim.com. Check out the Geigerlands link. It is an airsoft wasteland LARP that is focused on like a Fallout themed LARP. So limited ammunition. There's going to be you get to camp out on the AO. That's huge. Camping out on the AO. Built Echo is going to be a nightclub Saturday night. There's going to be a live band playing. There's going to be a food truck on the AO for you guys. In a state, and that's going to be a safe zone too. So if you go to the food truck, it's a safe zone. What else? There's going to be guys in power armor there. It's going to be really awesome. There's going to be a mass casualty event. It's actually going to go technically nonstop. So when you guys check in, if you're there and you attended the first safety brief at 2:00, you could walk onto the AO, go get your campsite, your encampment, wherever you want to set up. The only place you cannot spend the night in are Alpha and Charlie, because those are the oldest buildings on the property. But you could sleep in anywhere else, unless Lauren says otherwise. You can even pitch tents and stuff out on the AO. Just no guns are allowed on the AO until Saturday at 9 a.m. And then Saturday at 6 p.m., the guns come off the field. So the last 20 minutes of that on Saturday, there's going to be an air horn that sounds. That's going to notify you that the rad storm is coming, that you need to seek shelter. And if you've been building up the stuff to build your shelter, you can have it. But only a certain amount of people are going to live throughout that day. Yes, fire pits will be allowed on the AO. So once you have, if you survive, you'll be rewarded. Everybody else will die, and at that point, you have to take anything that fires a projectile, whether it's tag-in, Nerf, airsoft, that comes off the field. The boffer weapons can stay. Your padded melee weapons can stay, but everything else goes off the field until 9 a.m. Sunday morning. And then Sunday from 9 to 4, last 20 minutes of the game is a mass casualty effect. Each time that last 20 minutes goes off, you can be stimmed for the rest of your health. So, for example, it's like the medic rules. You can be medic twice. Third time, unless you have a perk, then you might be able to have a third time. But if you're gonna have to bleed out and go back to respawn, you're dead. You walk off the field. So you then go out off the field at that point. So some of those vaults, there's probably gonna be some hella bad firefights in the last 20 minutes. And then at 6:00, the rad storm comes and kills everybody that's not inside of a structure, one of the vaults or whatever. So I'm really can't wait to see how this plays out. So get your tickets. It's going to be a badass event. Once you guys see this, if you haven't seen it before, you're going to want to come back for all the events. We're putting a lot of stuff together for each and every single bit of it. So with that being said, unless there's any other questions, I'm going to end the stream. So now's the time to ask your questions. What the hell are you talking about, Jay? Oh, yeah. We give it about 30 more seconds before I close the stream out. Where's the nearest gas station? Nearest open gas station. All right, guys. I'm amped. I'm excited as well. I know I look beat. I look tired. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Tomorrow, probably starting at 8 o'clock, will be the weekly live stream. Exactly. So it might be 7 o'clock, might be 8 o'clock. I don't know which one it's going to be. It's going to be one of them. But until next time, may your opponents call your hits. I'm Joker for Players Wanted. You've been watching this on CP Milsom's side. We've been talking nothing about Syndicate 2. Until next time, may your BBs fall true and your opponents always call your hits. Good night.